10 Premier League talking points as Man City take advantage of Liverpool slip-up. The Premier League took a decisive turn on the weekend with major movements at the top and bottom of the table. Manchester City now have a 3-point advantage over Liverpool in the race for the title after their 5-0 hammering of Newcastle followed the Reds' 1-1 draw with Tottenham. Watford have joined Norwich in being relegated to the Championship, while Leeds have dropped into the relegation zone after a 2-1 defeat by Arsenal, with Everton climbing out thanks to a 2-1 win at Leicester. The race for the top four is finally poised, with Arsenal 4 points ahead of Tottenham ahead of their crunch meeting on Thursday. Meanwhile, heavy defeats for Manchester United and Southampton have prompted difficult questions. Here are Mirror Football's talking points from the weekend's action. City responded to their latest Champions League exit by taking advantage of Liverpool's slip to move 3 points clear at the top with 3 games to play. Liverpool were held 1-1 at Anfield by Tottenham on Saturday before City brushed aside Newcastle on Sunday in an emphatic 5-0 win at the Etihad. Pep Guardiola's side, who now have a better goal difference than the Reds, face trips to Wolves and West Ham before closing the season at home against Aston Villa as they bid for a 4th domestic crown in 5 years. The race for the last 2 Champions League spots is a 3-horse affair between London rivals Chelsea, Arsenal, and Tottenham. Chelsea dropped more points after being held at home by Wolves and sit one better off than Arsenal, who made hard work of a 2-1 home win against 10-man Leeds. 5th-placed Tottenham sit 4 points behind the Gunners after securing a point at Liverpool. Manchester United face a fight for a top 6 finish following their 4-0 thrashing at Brighton on Saturday. It has been a season packed full of crushing lows for Manchester United, but their 4-0 humiliation at the hands of Brighton on Saturday somehow saw Ralph Rangnick's side plumb new depths. United being off the pace, disorganized and completely devoid of team spirit is nothing new, but this defeat felt even worse than previous ones. Brighton were absolutely fantastic across the board and thoroughly deserving of their biggest ever Premier League victory. United managed to give the impression of playing with 10 men despite not having had a player sent off as they were constantly torn apart by the Seagulls' movement in the second half. The end of the season can't come soon enough for United, who must have had Erik ten Hag wincing with every goal conceded. Everton, one of 6 clubs never to have been relegated from the Premier League, gained more momentum in their bid to extend their 67-year stay in the English top flight by clinching their first away win since August with a 2-1 victory at Leicester. It was just their 2nd league win on the road this season and their first back-to-back since September. It also lifted them out of the bottom 3, 1 point above both Burnley and Leeds, with a game in hand on both and 4 to play. This stage of the season is always notable for the accusations of teams being on the beach. Southampton currently have the best claim to that unwanted title following their 3-0 defeat by Brentford on Saturday afternoon. Saints are in 15th place, 6 points above the drop zone, but are in dreadful form, having won just 1 of their last 11 games in all competitions. Ralph Hasenhüttl is now under serious pressure, with an unhappy fan base starting to turn on the Austrian. Hasenhüttl appears to have run out of answers for his side's shoddy performances, which is a worrying place to be ahead of a first summer transfer window under new ownership. Sport Republic have a decision to make. Hasenhüttl could really do with some positive results in the final 2 matches of the season against Liverpool and Leicester. Leeds slipped into the bottom 3 for the first time since September after a 2-1 defeat at Arsenal. The Yorkshire club imploded at the Emirates in a shambolic first-half display, which saw them go 2-0 down inside 10 minutes before skipper Luke Ayling was sent off. Jesse Marsch's 10 men rallied in the second period, pulling a goal back through Diego Llorente, and with games against Chelsea, Brighton and Brentford to come, they will be hoping there are more twists in the fight to beat the drop. It was a bad weekend for Liverpool, who blinked first in the title race with Man City. Jurgen Klopp showed all that frustration in his post-match media duties. The Liverpool boss brought up his most frequent complaint, the fixture schedule, before going on to criticize Spurs for their approach, which saw them nearly win at Anfield. For all the praise, probably, for Tottenham. They play a world-class team, they sit back. They drew against us now, they won against City and against Chelsea as well, he told BT Sport. So the game plan works for these games, but they're still 5th, so that's how it is. It's really a tough one. They obviously work for everything, again time wasting, these kinds of things, it makes it not easier, it's smart, but it makes it not easier for us. Klopp is under huge pressure, with Liverpool still in the running to win a quadruple, but his criticism of Antonio Conte's approach came from a place of bitterness and was not based in reality. Watford's swift return to the Championship was confirmed after their 1-0 defeat at boss Roy Hodgson's former club Crystal Palace. It is the second time in 3 seasons the Hornets have been relegated from the Premier League, and they must search for a new manager to lead their bid to bounce back, with Hodgson set to retire at the end of the season. Watford never looked like preserving their top-flight status during the run-in, and a 6-game losing streak has seen them join Norwich in the second tier. Chelsea are stumbling their way to the finish line in the Premier League. Their 2-2 draw with Wolves on Saturday means the Blues are in danger of surrendering third place to in-form Arsenal, who are now just a point behind. Romelu Lukaku's return to the goals was a welcome one, but was balanced out by continued problems at the other end of the pitch. Under Thomas Tuchel, Chelsea's success has been based upon a solidity in defense, but things have started to unravel recently. The Blues were very vulnerable to Wolves' counter-attacks all game at Stamford Bridge, and Tuchel's change in formation at halftime did not stem the flow, with Conor Coady's 96th-minute equalizer well-deserved. Chelsea now have just 1 clean sheet and 1 win in their last 5 Premier League games. With Antonio Rudiger and Andreas Christensen and potentially Cesar Azpilicueta leaving this summer, it could get worse before it gets better. West Ham put all their eggs in the basket of the Europa League, and defeat in the semi-final against Eintracht Frankfurt has understandably had a deflating effect for David Moyes' side. After 4 successive defeats in all competitions, a return to winning ways was much needed on Sunday. Norwich made generous hosts, putting up little resistance as the Hammers ran out 4-0 winners at Carrow Road in the sunshine. While Said Benrahma was the star, with 2 goals, there was a nice landmark for Jarrod Bowen too. His assist saw him move on to 10 goals and 10 assists in the Premier League this season and join an elite goal. Only 3 English players have reached that tally for both metrics since the start of the 2016-17 season, and both are England regulars. Raheem Sterling, 2017-18 and 2018-19, and Harry Kane, 2020-21. Surely international recognition is coming for Bowen.